very exciting.
Thanks for having me.
It's the first time we've gotten to really hang out. We have a lot of mutual friends, so I call these like sort of musical date nights for me under these circumstances. So we'll just see how this goes.
Yeah, so far so good.
So far, so good.
First impressions are good.
I just want to say thank you all for being willing to come in here, and I seem to be vaccinated and willing to wear a mask. You know, that's a really, really awesome thing that you're willing to do, and we really, really appreciate that. We've been talking about making this a membership. But the most important thing I want to bring up, just because I don't think a lot of people are aware of it, this room is extremely intimate. And by that, what I mean is that if you think you're having a private conversation, you are not. So just keep that in mind if you don't. Just for us, we are here to be entertaining for you, and we want to get on a best show as possible. But we will tell you if you're being an asshole. If that's we're all on the same page, then we're all good to go. So without further ado, Pat, will you play us a tune?
Yes. Well, thanks again for having me. I think this is my first gig in the Continental Gallery. I've always wanted to play here, so thanks for inviting me.
Oh, I want to say something very inappropriate, but I'm trying to be on my best behavior.
Go for it. This one's called Only a Man. I got some fans in the house. It's my girlfriend. She circled the wagons. She didn't give me a chance. She pulled my heart out with a seismic glance. And this race was over before it even began. If I was a horse, they'd shoot me, but I'm only a man. And if I had a designer, he was well equipped. He was tried and tested, and he stuck to the script. He drank a bottle of brandy before he drew up my plans. If I was a house, they'd knock me down, but I'm only a man. I get lost in translation. I fly into a rage, a splatter affection all over the page. But this is no love story. We're not Jack and Diane. If I was a letter, you'd return me, but I'm only a man. And these songs of fondness carry me up towards the planets. Then the songs of numbness send me crashing back down to earth. I'd catch the stars if they'd help me know what you're thinking. If I could paint your dreams, then I would for all that it's worth. But I can't. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm lying here on the floor, waiting for an answer, for your knock at the door. But you're on greener pastures, you've slipped through my hands. Still, if I had wings, I'd fly to you, but I am only a man.
Just gingerly slide into that one. Oh, man. Can you believe it's fall? It's full on fall now. Like summer's past and it's like, I think we all had these like really amazing expectations. We're like, yeah, hot girl summer. This is gonna be great. And then everything turned into a fire blaze of hell. And then we're like, oh, cool. We can't trust people. And the whole world is burning or, insert whatever natural disaster that's going on right now.
Right.
But I have to say though, since the reentry sort of thing, I've been my constant repeat has been reentry is hard and burnout is real, and I've just really wanted to keep on the same page of everything I want to do, I want to do it because I want to be doing it, not because I feel forced or obligated to do it. So that's kind of where I've been sort of standing, which that has given me a lot of peace and joy that I really do appreciate. But today has been more of I'm fine. I'm not really fine, but I will be. And so I feel like I should do this song that I wrote with Jamie Harris.
Yeah.
It's also just a ploy to make you love me from the beginning. I'll disappoint you at some point in time. There's going to be a lot of bummer jams coming at you. But we'll start off with this one in G. No, it's in C. We first met, it was sickly sweet. Looked at you and you looked through me. No secret I could hide or keep. We both knew that we were in too deep. Well, you light the match just to feel that spark. It's a beautiful thing to watch it fall apart. It burns, it fades, and you're left in the dark. And all that's left is a broken heart. Are you okay, honey? Are you looking for the exit sign? Are you coming with me? No, whatever you decide, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Now is it worth the wait? Should it be forgotten? 'Cause it's not the first time that I've fallen. But when you're tattered and bruised, looking up from the bottom, do you hold them close just because you got 'em? Are you okay, honey? Are you looking for the exit sign? Are you coming with me? That's a fun one to get out.
That's so good.
I think something tells me I'm gonna do all of my angry songs tonight. I'm just feeling it, you know.
Oh, yeah?
Just let those things out.
I don't actually have many angry songs.
Well, it's okay. It's good for you to do all the happy ones, and I can be the juxtaposition.
You got a Lennon-McCartney situation.
Exactly.
I heard that on the Mucky Duck stream, that song, a few weeks ago. You did it, and I was like, that's a great song.
Yeah. It was fun to write that one with Jamie. So when did you first get into Austin, and what made you come here?
I came here very randomly. It's just somewhere I'd never been, and I had friends in Houston, so I flew to Texas, and they recommended coming to Austin. That's a more fun place to be than Houston. And I was just traveling around the States, and I was supposed to be here for like 5 days. I stayed for the 5 days and fell in love. You know, I'd never seen anywhere like it, and so when I got back to Ireland, I just couldn't shake this feeling of Austin. I was like, I have to live there. And so the next year, I applied for a visa, got a 6-month visa, and that went well. So then I got a 3-year visa, and now I'm at the end of that. I just kind of fell in love with it when I came here. I didn't even realize it was a music town, honestly. I had no idea what Austin was, but
I definitely there's a certain amount of light that is here that is much brighter than other places, I feel like.
Well, yeah, I had like a 6-week tour, and it's the most I've seen of the States, and it was great, and I loved seeing everywhere, but there was nowhere I felt like I'd like to live here the way I do in Austin, you know.
Although at the moment I'm a little peeved at
Right.
Texas, legislative speaking, or whatever.
Oh,
Nothing like
absolutely.
having your, fundamental rights being threatened. That
Right.
makes you kind of go, you know what? Fuck you, Texas. Like, I'm really mad about it.
Hear, hear.
But I think just what I'm going to end up doing is, say no to dick for right now. That's what I feel like. Unless it's been snipped. So there's a lot more requirements that go into, the dating realm nowadays. It's like you have to be vaxxed and a vasectomy in order to be able to apply. Just to start. I mean, that's not even talking about giving consent or any of the other things that go into it that make it so much more complicated now.
Proof of vaccination and proof of vasectomy. I like that.
I need a note from the doctor.
That's the best Tinder bio. That's a recipe for success.
Ooh, and my favorite, I just found this, I won't say who told me this, a friend of mine who had been through this whole process. His name was Richard Chop. And is a doctor here in Austin, just in case.
There's a dog in our apartment complex called Chop, and he was named Chop before, and he had like 2 of his legs amputated. Is that right? Oh, just one. So don't call your pets. Call them like Long Life or something.
Yeah, or something. We don't want an ironic joke to be happening over. Yeah, I feel that. Well, maybe we should give them a little bit more levity. Why don't you play one of those pretty love songs or something to help lift everybody out of this thought of surgical procedures that I'm now thrust upon everybody. Enjoy that pun.
I'm going to do the song I wrote with Jamie Harris. The Jamie Harris section.
I like it. She's going to love that she's part of this conversation right now, too.
She should be part of it. I wrote this with Jamie in Nashville last year, and I ended up putting it on my record that came out this year, and she sang with me on the track. Super lucky to have her on it. It's called Losing Heart. Well, it ain't a mystery. Why she's got nothing to say to me. I've always been a loser. But I thought that I could keep her. And I remember when we moved in. Every night I'd take you dancing.
and now I just spin out of control. Blacked out and all alone, and it feels like my dreams are all dying in the rubble. I keep tripping up, I can't get very far. I know there's a dozen ways of staying out of trouble. I'm just finding it hard to make a winner of this losing heart. And it's so hard to let the light in. When the morning feels like dying, it's too late to be the one she can rely on. You can't break a promise to a lover who's gone. It feels like my dreams are all dying in the rubble. I keep tripping up, I can't get very far. I know there's a dozen ways of staying out of trouble. I'm just finding it hard to make a winner of this losing heart. This is not the way it was supposed to be. I still remember when you said you were in love with me. And I don't think I'll ever get that high again. Now I'm forgetting how it feels to win. 'Cause my dreams are dying in the rubble. I keep tripping up, I can't get very far. I know there's a dozen ways of staying out of trouble. I'm just finding it hard. Will I always be looking for the answers? Can we ever change who we are? If I could just stop staring at my feet through the bottle and pick my head off the bar, I'd make a winner of this losing heart.
Thank you.
I wouldn't call that like a really happy song.
No, it's not
though.
happy.
Yeah.
You're right.
The
All my
thing is, like,
songs.
you know, losing heart. I'm like, well, you know, it is a little more lighthearted than probably I would have put that. But yeah, I'm like, but yeah, sorry, not to mean to call you out like that. I just.
You're correct. I'm an
Yeah.
imposter.
But I do like the disguised of the bummer jams. You know, like it sounds like a happy song. You're like, oh, it's so peppy. This makes me feel so. But when you like tune into the words, you're like, oh, okay.
I do have a few of those actually.
Yay! Hi, Australia. I wish I was there. I was in New Zealand like right before all this shit hit the fan too. So it was kind of like if I had timed it right and it stayed like maybe an extra couple of weeks, maybe I would have gotten stuck there. It's okay. Now I'm like, we were making jokes about like how you could like, you know, become a resident of someone else. And like apparently in New Zealand, if you crash either an airplane or a boat, like somehow then you can stay.
What? Did you just make that up?
No, I'm not making it up.
If
That's
you
when
crash
you
a
crash a plane or sink a boat or your boat sinks in harbor, they're like, oh, well, you can stay. It's okay.
Wow.
Well, but not really. Like the planes, I would need a place to stop for gas along the way, and there's not a lot of those. And so then I've thought about this. I put way too much thought into this. Is the bottom line. And then I was just figuring out, well, maybe I could just marry a New Zealander. And I know you're wondering, like, why would you go to New Zealand? You're away from everything. And I'm like, yeah, but it's really pretty, and the people are nice, and the food is delicious.
I hear a lot of them
Yeah.
have had vasectomies as well.
I hope so. Anyway, whatever. You know, I grew up watching, like, Xena Warrior Princess, and it was all filmed there. So I think I just have, like, a love for that place. Well, here's a sad song about my love life, but it sounds really happy. This is going to be on the Whitmore Sisters. This one's called Hurting for Letdown. Yeah, I choose this. That's why the line, you know, what makes me bleed? I'm like, man, that's me in a nutshell. Does it bleed? No. I need to feel pain. I was hurting for letdown, just the luck that I found. A sad queen in her crown, alone how I rule. I didn't want this to work out, and any fool could see how. It's written in the cards now. I was hurting for letdown. Well, I could tell that you were just my type. Deeply unavailable is my plight. If I never cross your mind, well, that suits me just fine. I'm addicted to the heartache. I don't wanna do what's right. I was hurting for letdown, just the luck that I found. A sad queen in her crown, alone how I rule. I didn't want this to work out, and any fool could see how. It's written in the cards now. I was hurting for letdown. Well, it happened in the moment that I met you. Yet another lesson that I thought I knew. Better to part as friends before the cycle starts again. It's not your fault I broke my heart. That's just what I do. 'Cause I was hurting for letdown, just the luck that I found. A sad queen in her crown, alone how I rule. I didn't want this to work out, and any fool could see how. It's written in the cards now. As I was hurting for letdown, just the luck that I found. A sad queen in her crown, 'cause that's how I rule. I didn't want this to work out, and any fool could see how. It's written in the cards now. I was hurting for letdown. Thank you. I had Eleanor and Chris last week, so I felt sort of disappointed in myself for not having it be like it was last week. But
So Eleanor's
you had to have
here.
been there, yeah.
You're gonna have to educate me a bit. So the Whitmore sisters is you and
It's me and my sister Eleanor, and she and I have been basically. We grew up in a family band called Daddy the Divas. And it actually makes a lot of sense once you met my parents, because then it's like, oh, this is not your fault. like it explains so much. But kind of the pandemic like led to this finally happening. We've been playing, obviously music and been in many bands together. I've played on their latest record, and they've played on a lot of my stuff as well. But we haven't actually done the Whitmore Sisters thing, which is something that, for half our lives we've been sort of like on the trajectory to do. So we finally being forced to slow down. Basically what it ended up being is that I was getting stir crazy and I wanted to come out to LA and visit with them, and my brother-in-law was like, yeah, no, we're gonna make a record if you come out here. So that's what we did. So we made a Whitmore Sisters record.
And there's never been one.
This is our debut. It's so funny because we've both been at it for so long, but
cool.
It's going to be coming out on Compass Records, which is really cool.
Wow.
And that's what the whole Americana, the Whitmore Sisters, is being presented next week, which is really exciting.
Oh, nice.
And they were my guests last week, and some of you were our guinea pigs to try out all the songs for. So thanks for being here for that. Anyway,
so great. And so when will it be out? It's going to be out this year?
Early of next year. So
Nice
that's the plan.
I can't wait to hear it.
I know.
No way. And what's the name? It's my dad. My dad is watching.
Aww.
The original Pat Byrne.
That's awesome.
What time
so
is it
are you
there
a JR?
now? I'm a JR, although I've never used that, but I am a JR.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I like that, yeah.
It's 2 a.m. at home, 3 a.m. Wow, hello. That means Mom is up as well. Mom and Dad, how are you?
Well, hello.
They never miss a stream.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Usually my parents are tuned in too, but they're in the same time zone, so, that's not really that
Less
hard.
impressive.
Yeah, so less impressive.
Well, Dad inspired me to write this one because I was sending all these bummer songs to them.
Yeah.
And Dad is just like, would you just please write something happy, I don't know if your parents are like that. My parents
I don't
aren't
like
musicians.
to write songs when I'm happy. That's the problem. I like to enjoy the happiness when I'm in it. Like, when I'm sad, that's when I'm, like, processing. Like, this is therapy for me, like, for a long time. I actually go to therapy now, which has helped a lot. But that's how I've treated songwriting for a long time. Is like, well, I can't talk to anybody about this, and I have to process it, so.
That's true. When I'm at my saddest, I reach for the guitar and just kind of sit with it.
Yeah,
Less so when I'm happy.
It's healing. Music is healing. It's like something that we say, but we don't always realize, like,
Right.
how true that is.
Well, it always annoys me when people are like, that's too sad, or, play something happy. I get a bit annoyed by that he was telling me to do that. So, like, as a joke, I was, like, trying to write the jolliest thing possible just to show him how bad it would be if I did that.
And he loved it?
Yeah, they loved it.
It backfired.
Well, actually, I liked it as well. As I was writing, I was like, actually, this is fun. And I had a good time. And so I got this song out of it. So thanks, Dad.
Well, come on. Make us happy here, Pat. We need it. We need a little happiness.
Again, though, the subject matter, to a keen ear is less happy. So
right, exactly. There
dress
has to
it
be a
up.
little bit of melancholy in there. Otherwise, how can you really enjoy the happiness?
Exactly.
I like small bits of happy.
Right.
I don't need it all the time.
Right,
Just
absolutely.
occasionally.
Dress it up nice.
Yeah.
Well, here it is. It's called Capsize.
Ooh.
It's 1:30, it's midday sun, it's let's just get away. It's a midweek holiday, it's a case of wine, name your place and time. It's not security, it's not stability. I don't have money, no place, no plan, but it's better than a smooth ride, better than waiting for low tide, better than watching from ringside, better than taking the fall, better than missing every sunrise, trying not to capsize. It's better than a compromise, better than nothing at all. I'm easy, I'm slow, I can be lazy, I know, but I'm right where I wanna be. So spare me the third degree, I'm the ripple in your drink, I'm a smile that's out of sync, I'm the rainbow at your funeral, I speak in Roman numerals, I'm almost inconsumable, my parachute's on fire, but it's better than a smooth ride, better than waiting for low tide, better than watching from ringside, better than taking the fire, better than missing every sunrise, trying not to capsize. It's better than a compromise, better than nothing at all. But you know, like I know, on the bottom of the pyramid, I'm socially inhibited, I'm headstrong, but it's a heavy load when the wolves are at the door. But it's better than a smooth ride, better than waiting for low tide, better than watching from ringside, better than taking the fall, better than missing every sunrise, trying not to capsize. It's better than a compromise, better than nothing at all. So much better than a smooth ride, better than waiting for low tide, better than watching from ringside, better than taking the fall, better than missing every sunrise, trying not to capsize. It's better than a compromise, better than nothing at all, better than nothing at all, better than nothing at all.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I forgot about that tip jar. I know it's there. I know. I know, this is a little misleading. I'm like, oh, are you guys trying to tell me something? Yeah, I do like that aspect of it, you know. Well, it's better than nothing.
Yeah,
Thank
the
you
bar
so
is
much.
pretty low on that one.
Well, I like the way that Ray Wiley Hubbard says, you know, the best days he has are the ones that he keeps low expectations. So
Right.
I'm with him on that front. All right, let me think about this for a second. Okay, I almost want to like go deep dive here. Deep dive. I'm feeling it. See if I can make it through this one. This was my first attempt of writing a love song, and it was written in New Zealand. So then I had a theory that like the only way I could write a love song is if I left the country. Well, you know, hopefully one that you recover from, not one that takes you out. I did write a song about flying, but I already did a Whitmore Sisters song, so I was not willing to do it twice. But this is I put this on my second album. This one's called Colored Kisses.
Where did you go in New Zealand?
I've only been to the North Island. So I've spent a decent amount of time now in Auckland.
Yeah.
But I've basically been all over the North Island, all down to Wellington, and also all the way up to, was it 50 Mile Beach or whatever?
Okay.
but it's just so pretty. Like there's just so many different changes and the volcanic action of things, and I don't know. It's really cool, but it was also really bizarre because like once you graduate from like what they consider high school or whatever, like everybody leaves the island. They go and travel, and that's why you would always run into New Zealand or anywhere else in the world. So it's like, so I'm there as like a 20-year-old or you know, in my 20s, and like there's no young people. Like they're either like too young or like really old, and I'm like, where are the young people? And they're like, oh, they leave.
It's very like Ireland in that sense. Everyone leaves. And we have very similar personalities and sense of humor. I spent 3 weeks there, and I could have moved there as well.
Yeah. I see a lot of this. Like I feel like the New Zealanders are like the Canadian versions of English colonies. If that
Right, absolutely.
Like, but they don't have any predators, so that's the other thing. Like when you grow up in a whole entire area where like the only thing that's indigenous is birds. You know, like you just realize how young a country it is, just simply for the fact that it hasn't been around as long as the rest of the continent, you know, or I mean, other continents, I should say. But that's science, and obviously no one likes to talk about that. So anyway, I'm gonna try to play this like love song that I wrote called "Color Kisses." Okay. I'm doing the wrong song. I have too many songs that start this way. Hold on a second. I know it is. Most people would give up at this point and get a different song, but I have faith in myself. I have faith. Okay. I found it. Peeling over my water, cunning like a tugboat, you pull me into existence. Let the light shine through you. Let the light shine through me. And I would wear your freshly worn shirts the morning after, as then you linger a little longer. Let the fire burn just. Let the fire burn. Pull us under the watercolors. We can tangle each other in these sheets. I will stencil you with my fingers. You can color me in your kisses. You are my relic, a treasure buried upon my shores, covered up with caresses. Feel the current turn, you just let the current turn. Pull us out of the watercolors. We can tangle each other in these sheets. I will stencil you with my fingers, and you can color me in your kisses. Describe living and breathing as a new form of healing. And I was singing mermaid tones, but please don't turn me to sea foam. I'll disappear in a sea foam. I'll pull you under was too saccharine and sweet. I can't take it. I'll change it up on the next one, I promise.
You're very good at this, aren't you?
I try. Thank you. I know I have old songs that I forget about, so it's good to like pull them out the vault and make sure that you still remember the words. It's good to go.
That was beautiful.
So there you go.
You don't want
that's
everyone.
a proof of like a love song that I've written, like a real love song.
No vasectomies in sight in that one.
Oh no, that was totally free ranging right there. But I was, in younger days. I'm not as cute as I used to be, Pat.
I'm gonna do my love song now. This is I wrote this after I met my girlfriend's parents in New Jersey.
How
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I did like a.
How'd you do?
It wasn't. It was alright. They like me.
The accent goes a long way. I would
The accent
assume.
helps. Although
Yeah.
they're in New Jersey, there's Irish everywhere.
Yeah.
But I did we took a road trip to New Jersey and I booked a gig in Asbury Park. I'm a huge Springsteen fan, and I thought if I can like do a gig and they see, I'm always wary that
They hear a
girls'
musician
hear a
and you're
musician-
like,
yeah.
oh,
yeah,
you're kidding, right? Please tell me this is a phase.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I was really
You're like,
nervous.
no, you can't actually make a job and a living off of this. You can.
Right, exactly.
We're not all dirtbags.
Yeah.
There's a fair bit of them, but
So that was my plan. I was like, I'll book a gig in Asbury Park. People will come. They'll see I'm a rock star.
except for when nobody comes.
Not a single
No.
person.
Aw,
They
that's
came though.
heartbreaking.
And they sat right up front.
They
were-
came and they saw that nobody was there.
Yeah, and so I was like sweating the whole way through it, and I was like, yeah, this song's about when I drank too much and I couldn't remember what happened the
You're
next day.
Oh, this is like sharing way too much information about yourself too.
Yeah.
Like, this had so many like good intentions going into, but in really in like
Yeah.
real time reaction, you're like, this was a terrible idea. I should have told them I had a gig that they couldn't possibly go to, so they could then interpret it the way they wanted to instead
I
of
should
like
have
the
just told
reality
them
that
it was sold out. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't have any guest passes
Yeah.
either. It's just
Springsteen and his wife
yeah.
took my guest passes. But yeah, so it was hard. One of the worst gigs I've ever played, I'd say.
it's like crash and burn in all the different ways, and like the flop sweats, and you're like,
And you get in your head and you make a mistake and you're like, and you're just kind of trying to catch up to yourself.
okay, but how did he actually do? Because he can't be the
honest.
one. Okay.
Well, she'll say that anyway.
Well, they also know that it won't do them any good to tell you that you're a bad idea, Like, they have to be like, oh, well, I'm just going to try not to.
It was a horrible gig. But they were really nice. They came up and they were like, that was great, you're so good. And I was
You're
like,
like,
thank
oh.
you. Like the guilt thank you when you know you were bad, but you're like, thank you. That's
Yeah. But it was probably a nice, like, humbling experience. It's like, yeah, I just totally, like, I just flayed myself in front of you.
It's such a bad way to meet them though. Like I didn't
Right.
even say hello. Like I said hello after that gig. That's how. So it was. I met them from the stage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
At least you got the love song from it, though, right?
Yeah. Well, that's just what happened.
Yeah, right.
As we were walking out.
That's the whole thing, is that the
Yeah.
bad things turn into inspiration. That is our real power as songwriters.
Yes.
Is we take the worst possible situations in our life and we go through it and we're like, ow, all right, just bleed it a little bit more and put it on the paper. And then people are like, oh my God, you see me. And I'm like, oh, good. Just don't forget that, okay? Don't forget that's what we do for all of us, including ourselves. So it's all good.
Yeah, you're welcome,
Yeah,
John and Gail
exactly.
Delafave. So her dad pulled me aside, like as we were leaving, just said, "Hey, you got precious cargo there," in like a very thick Sopranos accent.
Uh-huh.
And-
Nothing scary or...
No, he's the most gentle, wonderful man I've ever, like they're such sweet, great people, and I had a lovely week after this, but I was intimidated by his stature and voice.
Yeah, so even when he's saying something nice to you, you're kind of like,
Yeah, it wasn't nice. It was like, here, you got precious cargo there. I'm
Yeah.
not going to try the accent. And then, so that stuck with me for weeks, and when I got home, I wrote this song.
Okay.
There you are.
Is it called Precious Cargo?
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
What an intro.
so light. The road was long and I traveled day and night. My feet were strong and I'd walk through fire and ice, searching for you. And when I found you, I was scared. The road disappeared and I felt so unprepared. My strengths were down and your words sounded just like a prayer. They went right through me. You took my hand, walked me out to see the sun. I've been on this road forever, but my journey's just begun. Empty vessels disappear out on the sea, but I've got precious cargo, and I'm keeping it with me. And now when things don't go so well, when spirits fracture and tempers start to swell, I know she loves me and I love her as well. Things will be okay in the morning. 'Cause when treasure comes your way, you grip it tight through blizzards and hurricanes. And in the dead of night, when your demons keep you awake, she'll pacify your burdens. I didn't have much in my pocket, and what was left soon disappeared. I spent it all in taverns, chasing whiskey down with beer, gambling and wagering and looking for a fix. But now I've got precious cargo, and I'm not taking risks. We're united, we're connected, we're a pair. Happiness is only real when it's shared. So take the lead and I'll follow you anywhere, if you let me. So let me take your hand. We'll cast our shadows in the sun. We've been on this road forever, but our journey's just begun. I give to you my everything, but be careful what you do, 'cause I've got precious cargo, and now honey, so do you. Honey, so do you.
Thank you.
So sweet. So sweet. I have to do something about that. I feel like it's what? Yes. 5-1. I'm going for a little bit more of a sachet into the fuckery. So, like I said, like the songwriting to me was my form of therapy for a very long time, and over the past, I would say, few plus years, I've been trying to write songs as therapy, not just like that imply something along those lines. So this was something that I attempted, and I didn't realize that that's what I was doing until afterwards. It became the title track for my previous record called Fuck With Sad Girls. But I wrote this one because I personally have depression, and that's what I deal with on a daily basis. And it's been nice to like have that be a normalized thing that we can just talk about, you know. Because a lot of people suffer from more mental illness than we really give the space for, and it's nice to take the shame away from something. Because I've always fit into the category of abnormal. Abnormal. If you get the Young Frankenstein reference, good for you. In middle school, I'm like calling myself abnormal, and like none of the friends that I knew got the joke because nobody had seen a Mel Brooks film because, you know, it was the early 90s, and people are like, what? It's black and white, and like old people. And I'm like, exactly, this is why we can't be friends. But anyway, this is a song that I wrote as kind of a middle finger to that sort of need to stay quiet about it. So this one's called Fuck With Sad Girls. If you know the dance moves, please partake. It's very entertaining. And if you want to sing along, you are more than welcome to. Rear view while the rest just seem to pass her by. Always watching the world through the corner of an eye. Like a bird just about to fly, but no one really wants to fuck the sad girl. No one wants to see the cracks the makeup doesn't hide, 'cause she's no one's girl, a little pearl who wants to see the inside. 'Cause no one really wants to fuck with sad girl. She wakes up in last night's makeup. It's just one more of the days in her life. Always watching the world through the corner of an eye. She sits like a bird just about to fly, but no one really wants to fuck the sad girl. No one wants to see the cracks the makeup doesn't hide, 'cause she's no one's girl, a little pearl who wants to see what's inside. 'Cause no one really wants to fuck with sad girls. Ain't that Nice touch there. Middle fingers up, please. So here's to view. There you go. Whatever helps you to never bat an eye. No. 'Cause no one really wants to fuck with sad girls. No one really wants to fuck with sad girls. No one really wants to fuck with sad girls. So be a sad girl. Be a sad boy, a sad girl, sad girl. Be a sad boy, a sad girl, sad girl. Be a sad girl. Be a sad girl. Be a sad girl. 'Cause no one really wants to fuck with sad girls. Nice. Thank you for singing along.
I've heard that song before. As soon as you started, I've definitely heard it.
It's an earworm.
Is it? Did it get radio play or something? Why do
No,
I
it's
know
not allowed to.
It's a whole lot of.
That was the whole thing. Is like when I wrote it and I chose the F word, the pinnacle of 4-letter words or
Right.
whatever. They were like, well, you could say mess with or jack with or something or whatever. And I'm like, no, that defeats the whole entire
Yeah,
purpose.
absolutely.
So we did a PG version of it, but it was all car horns. So every time fuck came in, it was like, or whatever, like, which was also bad for radio because then people thought people were honking at them. And we're like, who is the fucking asshole? And who has the old Oldsmobile? Like, who has that kind of horn anymore?
Even if there's a trumpet in a song, I
Haruga.
almost crashed the car with anxiety. So
Exactly.
thank God I didn't hear that.
I actually sent it to Jamie and Betty Sue, and both of them were like, "This is a terrible idea." So they made Jamie made the mistake of listening to it in the car.
Oh,
Threw
yeah.
her for a loop. Threw out some PTSD.
What a great song.
What's up, Robert? Oh yeah, there is a middle finger emoji.
Now
Thank
you
you
know.
for the middle fingers up, streamers. Yeah, they're going the extra mile. I love it. Oh, thanks, Terry. We love you. Oh no, she's my buddy. It's nice to know the people that are tuning in, even if we can't see you. It's good to know that they're there. And that's been really fun. It's like it's great to have people in the room with us. Obviously, we've missed this. You know, there's something that you can't do without having the energy that we can get back and forth. But oh yeah, thanks, ghosts. If you don't think that this space is haunted as fuck, you're not paying attention. All the little things.
Yeah, this streaming thing has been a nice evolution we've experienced that's been one of the silver linings.
Yeah, it's nice to still have this connection with people all over. It's like no other way could we actually be able to perform for people that are halfway across the world right now. And the fact that they're willing to tune in and everything just makes it a little extra special.
Well, I haven't been home I haven't played a gig at home in 4 years now.
Oh man.
So it's been cool to have Irish people tune in again, you know. So that was like I remember the first few streams, I had so many people from back home that hadn't seen me in so long and hadn't heard any of my songs, and that was cool. And so I started doing a weekly stream from the Duck at 5 o'clock so that it's like a reasonable time.
Yeah, reasonable time for them, yeah.
So that worked out, but like everything, people have kind of tired of the live stream.
We are social creatures, and we want to be in a room with each other again. And I'm grateful for you guys for being safe and smart about it.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I'm believing in you to be. I do make a point of going and getting a PCR test weekly, and I do a rapid test day of show just to be on the up and up. So since I'm not wearing a mask and I am projecting more than anyone else in here, let's just be real.
Right.
That's what I do. I want to make sure that I'm not spreading pestilence, as I like to say.
Well, that's much appreciated.
Yeah.
A new song called When's It Gonna End.
Ah, yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds hopeful.
Yeah. I wrote this amidst a really bad hangover that I had. It was one of several bad hangovers I was having, and it was a bad pattern I was getting into of like fully blacking out every night, you know. That's kind of what we just call going out at home. Honestly,
right, that's like normalness.
I'm not even
you're
joking.
Around other
If
people
you're
and
drinking
like,
at home, it's like, oh, you're aware of what's happening. Why are you still aware of what's happening around you? You're not drinking enough. Am I right, Olivia? My friend Olivia is here from Ireland. She lives in New York, but she was passing through Austin. She said, "Can I stay with you for a couple of days?"
Yeah.
And that was like 4 months ago. She's still here because she loves
apparently
Austin too.
she got bitten by the same bug that you did.
Exactly.
Sounds like.
But anyway, neither of us drink as much now that we live here because it's more frowned upon to get that drunk. And so...
Well, it's the whole driving. Like, you guys don't drink that much and drive.
No, we
That's
don't.
a problem here, is that people
Right.
like to I'm still going to get behind the wheel and do that. It's a terrible idea. But I will say that, trying to keep up with any Irish man or woman drinking is something that I don't even try. I was like, nope, not going to do it. I'll be the DD. It's cool.
It's a bad idea. So anyway, the guilt I felt because I was here surrounded by people who don't do that, I just felt intense guilt and I wrote this song.
Okay.
I've been a long time searching for a piece of the puzzle that'll make the journey easier. Stop me seeing double, draw a line in the thing, keeping me awake and making me the hand that no one wants to shake. I'm a thorn in the side who's looking for a bride. I'm that fool playing pool, making a straw man, drooling on the dance floor, wearing out my shoes like I'm wearing out my welcome. Oh, I'm in a dark place, dizzy, trying to keep it together, trying to keep everything down. It's taking all of my effort. Baby, you should see my bedroom, see my record collection. What's your name? What's my name? When's it gonna end? When's it gonna end? Yeah, when's it gonna end? When's it gonna end? Now it's the morning and I'm finding it difficult to remember. There's a dark cloud soaking up all my latest endeavors. I'm staring at the ceiling, things ain't getting any better. I'm alone again. So I check my phone again, numbers that I don't recognize. The light from the screen is burning up my eyes and I just can't sleep, but I really don't want to rise. Oh, when's it gonna end? When's it gonna end? Yeah, when's it gonna end? Is it ever gonna end? I'd make a deal with the devil just to get me through. Keep me straight and narrow, let everybody see what I can do. Pick me until there's no one left to choose. 'Cause see, I'm crippled, I'm chained, I'm about to capsize. I wish that I could slip into a beautiful disguise. What's the point in dreaming when all your dreams are lies? And so I stumble to the mirror, I'm staring at my face, thinking what's it gonna take to get me out of this place? Is there any kind of dream worth this kind of chase? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, when's it gonna end? When's it gonna end? Yeah, when's it gonna end? When's it gonna end? And now the sun is beating down and my mouth is so dry. The people passing are staring at my bloodshot eyes. I'd give them just about anything, help me get high. 'Cause I got nothing in my pockets, got nothing more to spend. I could really use somebody, could really use a friend. Someone to sit me down, tell me I don't need to pretend. When's it gonna end? When's it gonna end? When's it gonna end? Yeah, when's it gonna end? Oh, when's it gonna end? When's it gonna end? Oh, when's it gonna end? Is it ever gonna end?
All right. That's the best part. If you can fuck up all of it in between as long as you stick the landing. So what do they always say about flying? Is that takeoff is an option, but landing is what was it? You were saying that.
Takeoffs are optional, landings are mandatory.
Yeah.
Unless you want to live in New Zealand.
Right. See, that's the trouble is that you have to land it. You have to crash it enough to where it's not like.
Not fatal, yeah.
Yeah.
Crash
Yeah.
into like a bouncing castle or something.
No.
A field of them?
It would have to be something where like you're slow enough that, and you could flip the airplane, but you know that you were going to be okay surviving it. But that's a hard.
You gotta do some
real.
stunt training.
There's a lot. I'm a pilot though, so this is a whole.
Are you
like, yeah,
actually?
I'm a literal pilot.
Oh, wow.
Only private. That was like basically my consent to my dad when I got into my 30s. Like basically, in order to be a Whitmore, you had to play an instrument, sing harmonies, and fly a plane. No big deal. Eleanor was always the overachiever and like the standards, so she got her pilot's license like right at 17. Like she already had the qualification. You had to wait until she was 17 to get her license. Me, I got about halfway through and didn't want to take the written test, and so I put it off for like 15 plus years. And then it occurred to me that I was not going to have grandchildren to be into facility. I was like, you know what? I'll finish that license off for you, Dad.
Wow.
Since you're not getting anything else along those lines.
Is this something you do frequently, like for fun then? Or?
Well, so they retired and they live down in Terlingua. So I don't know if your Texas tour went down
I've
there.
been to Terlingua, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a very special place.
Yeah.
But we spent a lot of time down there flying like little Piper planes and
Cool.
things of that nature, which is really fun. And it gives you a completely different perspective, which is really cool. You know, you can just see how things are connected and just be able to see that particular area from the sky is just really cool.
I can imagine.
But anyway, it's a hard thing to explain to other people. And so when I talk about crashing an airplane, people are like, you could gotta lose your license by talking about that. We're just not going to mention it anymore. But here's a song about needing to listen more. And I feel like we're probably in need of that, you know. And thank y'all. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm going to be really hokey right now and say thank you for listening this evening. This has been really lovely. Everyone's earned their membership well. But I'm not yelling at you, even though it's a yelly song. I just felt like I needed to like let some of the anger come out. And nothing does it better than an 8-string bass, in my opinion. So. Oh, that needs to be louder. How did we get here? A future so unclear. Reality ain't a thing you choose. So whether the puppet or the hand that goes up it, we're in this together through and through. And I know love can persevere. Gotta stop giving in to fear. Yeah. So shut up and listen. Look at what you are missing. Reflect on what what you do. Now we all got problems. Accountability is one that comes down to what defines you. And you can stand there in judgment or think you're above it. That only isolates you. As I want you to give a damn, rise up, be human. So shut up and listen. Look at what you are missing. Reflect on what's inside of you, yeah. 'Cause I need you to hear me, and I want you to see that joy can be found, but that depends on you. And what you do, you send out the love, breathe in the suffering. 'Cause no matter what side you're on, it's worth recovering. It's what you do. So shut up and listen. Look at what you are missing. And reflect on what's inside of you. Yeah. 'Cause I need you to hear me. And I want you to see that joy can be found, but that depends on you. And what you do is what you do. Thank you.
That is so cool.
Thank you, darling.
I love this.
Yeah, it's a fun little instrument. Yeah, I definitely am sending that one to Governor Abbott. Especially when he talks about, we're going to stop all the rapists on the street. And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? It's the only time when I've ever really wanted to push somebody out of a wheelchair. Preferably over a cliff, but oh, thank you. I was gonna bring the tip bucket to you. That's so sweet. Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you.
I know. We gotta create a safer space for JoJo in spring.
I saw Joanna in the Bugle Boy last week.
Yeah.
She told me she always comes here, but she's not doing indoors right now.
She's got some people that are immunocompromised, and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm all for support of that. That's why we do the live streams. At
Absolutely.
least she can't be here via YouTube or whatever.
Hey, if you're watching, Joanna.
We miss you, Joanna, if you're out there listening.
You mind if I do a song from home?
Of course. No, how dare you? What am I? What am I gonna? Has
Well,
anybody
I
ever
didn't-
told you no?
I didn't write this one. Well,
Oh.
no. Who would say no?
No. Like
It's just so I look good, just asking.
okay.
No one's
You're
gonna
not
say no.
actually asking for permission. You're just
No.
trying to make sure that everybody thinks that you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is from Ewan McCall. Do you know Ewan McCall?
Yeah.
So he's an English, like one of the great English
Yeah.
folk writers. But this song was sung by many Irish folk singers, and the Irish have a habit of stealing great English and Scottish songs and making everyone think the Irish people wrote them, and this is one of those. I first heard Liam Clancy singing this, and it blew me away. My dad dragged me to see Liam Clancy when I was 14, and at the time I thought there was only System of a Down, Nirvana, the Pixies.
Right.
And
This was not what you were.
No, I didn't want to go watch some folk singer.
Yeah.
And he brought me to see Liam Clancy, who, Bob Dylan said Liam Clancy was the best ballad
Yeah.
singer that ever lived. And I was blown away, and ever since then I've been a huge fan of folk music. And that was one of Liam Clancy's last shows. He died like the following year or something. So
Oh,
I was
wow.
super grateful my dad dragged me to see that.
Do you tell your dad that the reason why you do what you do is because of what he did to you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, good.
Well, that, but also from a young age, they bought me instruments and pushed
Yeah.
me to play music, you know, so they didn't play music themselves, but I only play music because of them, and they're still my biggest fans. They're watching at 4 a.m. at home.
Hey.
And yeah, this is the song that stuck with me that night. It's called The Shoals of Herring. With our nets and gear we're faring on the wild and wasteful ocean. It's out there on the deep we harvest and reap our bread as we hunt the bonny shoals of herring. Oh, it was a fine and a pleasant day. Out of Yarmouth Harbour I was faring as a cabin boy on a sailing lugger for to go and hunt the shoals of herring. Oh, the work was hard and the hours were long, and the treatment, sure it took some bearing. There was little kindness and the kicks were plenty as we hunted for the shoals of herring. Oh, we fished the swarth and the broken bank. I was a cook and I ate a quarter sharing, and I used to sleep standing on me feet, and I'd dream about the shoals of herring. We left the home grounds in the month of June, and to Canny Shields we soon were bearing with 100 cran of the silver darlings that we'd taken from the shoals of herring. Now you're up on deck, you're a fisherman. You can swear and show a manly bearing. Take your turn on watch with the other fellas while you're searching for the shoals of herring. In the stormy seas and the living gales, just to earn your daily bread, you're daring from the Dover Straits to the Faroe Islands as you're following the shoals of herring. Oh, I earned my keep and I paid me way, and I earned the gear that I was wearing. That's your education, scraps of navigation. We were sailing after shoals of herring. You're a rope man now, or you're on the move, and you're learning all about seafaring. We sailed 1,000,000 miles and caught 10 million fishes. Oh, we were sailing after shoals of herring. Night and day the seas were faring. Come wind or calm or wind,
winter gales, sweating our cold, growing up, growing old, or dying, as we hunt the bonny shoals of herring.
You were singing that?
I was Emmy-Louing my
Thank
way
you.
through it. I didn't know all the words, but I was.
But
just
you
sort
know
of
the
like,
song.
Yeah.
It was in I don't know if you like that Coen Brothers movie.
I like all of them. for
What's
the
it
most
called?
part.
Oscar Isaac is the singer-songwriter.
Oh shit.
Inside Llewyn Davis.
There we go.
That's the song he sings to his dad, you know, at the end, towards the end.
Yes, I do. Ah,
Oh, Ed Miller, yeah.
well, we've come to the end of our time together.
No.
Well, you know, it's just it's where we come. You know, that every time we get to this point, parting makes sweet sorrow, but also, you know, you always want to leave them wanting more, right? So we were going back. Well, I make a playlist every week for my guests, and I made a playlist, and it included a song that I used to enjoy. I don't know if I might have to use my own thing because my eyes are bad.
Okay. Oh, you can see it there anyway?
I can.
Yeah, thanks for making that playlist. I went through all the songs, and I was like, they kind of matched with my songs, you know. There was some thought that went into it. I don't know if that was an accident or not.
No, it's intentional. Like I try to hear what influences or what it reminds me of, and like let that kind of lead into it. Unless I know there's something specific or there's something else that I try to. If I don't have like a deeper actually attachment to it, then I try to go on an audible aspect of it.
Right.
But it's really enjoyable because it also lets me like kind of get into my guest music vocabulary and get that kind of thought process. And so it was nice to have this one as a mutual love.
Yeah, it was really I haven't listened to Damien Rice since I was I don't know, like in all through secondary school or high school, as you say, I was obsessed with Damien Rice when the O album came out, you know.
Oh yeah.
Like most people my age, I was obsessed. And then I was too obsessed, so I was like, I'm not listening to that anymore.
Right. There's been it disappeared from my lexicon for
Yeah.
a very long time. But I was also a cellist, so it was like really fun to kind of have that sort of thing play into it. But anyway, I did put this one on there. I think there was a song that it kind of pulled that one out of the ether, and Pat was like, "Well, we should do that one," and I was like, "I could be up for that." So we're gonna try this, and if it's horrible, then I'll do one more. But otherwise, this will be our closer.
I think you should do
I don't
one
think
more
it'll be
anyway.
No. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna try this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Don't hold yourself like that, as you'll hurt your knees. And I kissed your mouth and back. That's all I need. Don't build your world around volcanoes, melt you down. What I am to you is not real. What I am to you, you do not need. And what I am to you is not what you mean to me. So give me miles and miles of mountains, and I'll ask for the sea.
Don't throw yourself like that in front of me. I kissed your mouth and bite. Is that all you need? Don't drag my love around. Volcanoes melt you down. What I am to you is not real. What I am to you, you do not need. What I am to you is not what you mean to me. Give me miles and miles of mountains, and I'll ask.
What I give to you is what I'm going through. No, that's nothing new. Just another phase of finding out what I really need. Is what makes me bleed like a new disease. And you're still too young to treat.
She's still too young.
Empty.
She's still too
But I
young.
am to you.
She's still too young.
Unreal.
She's still too
What I am
young.
to you
She's still too
is not
young.
real.
She's still too
What I
young.
am to you
She's still too
is not
young.
me.
Volcanoes melt you down. Volcanoes melt you down.
What I am to you
Volcanoes
It's not
melt
real.
you down.
what I am to you.
Volcanoes melt you
You
down.
do not need me. Nicely done. Pat Byrne, everybody. Please come join us next week. It'll be Scott Davis and Camel. Tony Camel.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Tony Campbell from Woodwire is going to be the guest with Scott Davis next week, covering for me. So, please come out and support that. I'll be back again the weekend, Thursday after that, and the Thursday after that, and the Thursday after that. So, thank you guys so much for being here. Great music coming up next. Love y'all.
Thank you.